Syracuse gave up more than 100 points the last time it played Villanova. What are they going to do this time at home against the Wildcats? Jason Horowitz, CBS College Sports, and Steve Lappas. Glad to be with you here on CBSSports.com, breaking down the battle of a game you can see on CBS. And Steve, you were in Philadelphia for the first meeting, and Villanova really just ran Syracuse out of the gym in that game. What has to be the difference in this one?
I'd say that was one of the great torchings that I've seen. I mean, they could not stop Villanova for a second. They played zone. They tried to play man-to-man. They tried everything under the sun. Could do nothing with Dante Cunningham. Career high, 33 points in that game. He did not miss a shot. Their guards played well. Actually, Scotty Reynolds didn't play well. Everybody else did, and he didn't play well, and they still won big, scoring 102 points. I think different going up there to the Dome, but nonetheless, Syracuse has to be concerned with how they're going to guard Villanova off the dribble.
And that's certainly part of it. The other part of it here is the health of Arinze Onuaku. Was not healthy in that game or that stretch of games for Syracuse. He looked in that Georgetown game last weekend like he's back to being healthy.
Well, that's so important because he's the biggest, strongest guy in the game. I mean, Dante Cunningham really is an undersized center. So when it comes to Arinze Onuaku being able to impose his will on this game, his health is going to really matter, and they're going to need him, and they're hoping, I'm sure, that he's the difference.
You know, the other part for what he does is that he makes everybody else better because of how much space he takes up. You look at the game that Johnny Flynn and Eric Devendorf had against Georgetown with healthy Onuaku compared to the game at Villanova. They had more space, they hit a higher percentage, and they didn't turn the ball over as much.
Well, he's rebounding, which allows them to get out in transition, and Johnny Flynn loves to get out in transition, and Devendorf likes to shoot those transition threes, as does Routen's coming off the bench. So if Onuaku is right and is able to dominate in the middle like he's capable of physically, that helps the guards.
The other key for Villanova, obviously, Dante Cunningham has been huge, Scotty Reynolds. When you talk about Villanova, when they're really good, it's because the Coreys are good, Stokes and Fisher.
Stokes and Fisher are great guys, and Jay Wright has them coming off the bench now, and they've been very effective. Stokes played a great game, had his season high in rebounds, had 9 rebounds against Syracuse the first time around. So those two guys, lethal combination coming off the bench, and Stokes is always important against Syracuse because they're going to play zone, and he is a great three-point shooter.
When he's on, and playing at the Dome can be tough, but when he's on, he's really good. Do you think they'll turn it around, Syracuse, in this game, flip it like they and reverse the trend from what happened 2 weeks ago?
Well, I think it's going to be a close game, but I think Syracuse is going to win because they're home. And this Villanova team is good. They're already going to be in the NCAA tournament. Not that it's not a big game for them. It's a bigger game for Syracuse than it is for Villanova, and they're home. I'm going to go with Syracuse.
Syracuse trying to get to that 20-win mark for the season, get to 8-6 in the conference. Villanova, you know, they had that loss to West Virginia, the win against Rutgers. You're right. This means a lot more for Syracuse in this game, and you can see it on CBS, so be sure to check it out this weekend. For Steve Lappas, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care, folks.